even though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, it's gonna get hard. You gotta keep striving. But you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No cares, your heart's crying. Hold on to his words. Lean on him. It gets better.
The toughest war you ever face will be domestic. It's elementary, it's been this way for centuries. Cold War was raised against us. Take off them blinders, you will see. That it ain't about them gas prices, it's all about who whip the nicest. All about them deals on bundles, Arrow Fleet don't make them up. Face beating red bottoms, dead beats we hear about them. Fitted up from head to toe, but never at their children's door. Wonder why they dying by the dozens, but it's simple, yo. Just listen. It's time we stop ignoring facts. It's time we take our family back. Fix the root and then attack. Stop making moves without a plan. Control emotions, then we stand. Calling on my kingdom and to come together. Take this land. We gotta fight, our future depends. Get the head back in order, cause that's where it begins. Invest your all into your garden, water the roots to the end. Nurture the family tree and let the fruit feed all men. Just listen.
Even though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting.
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? Tonight, man, I'm honored tonight. I got a young brother that been rocking with me for a long time, man. Look, when I say family, look, from childhood all the way till now, man. A young brother after God's heart, a young brother that loved family. And I ain't even going to get on the music. That's going to be a whole nother episode. We're going to bring him back and let him share some of his music. But tonight, he's going to share his story and he's going to share his heart, y'all. Without any further ado, my homie, my brother, Kev. What's going on, my brother?
Blessings, 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 Brother Joe.
Man, Kev, I got to pause for the cause for a moment, man, because you know it's a lot of years on this camera, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of stories on this camera right now, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of rises, a lot of falls. It's a lot of triumphs, a lot of failures, man. But one thing that remains, we still love God and we still rolling, man.
Yes, Lord.
How many years? If you could guess how many years you would say, Kev?
I don't want to tell my age, but I want to say about a good 18.
Kev, tell the people about yourself, man.
I'm just Kev, man. I grew up in a single mother home. You know, honestly, you know, part of my testimony is that I can start off with before we get into what God really want me to get into. I was born August 11, 1984. November 14th of 1984. They had to fly me from UMC Hospital in Lafayette all the way to Cherridu Hospital in New Orleans, where I died on the operating table. I had fluid in my head and around my brain, small tumor the size of a dime, my more large intestines than small, and my digestive system was blocked. And my mom was only 17 at the time. Just turned 17, and she told me, from what I remember, she told me she got on her knees, man, and lift up her hands high. And she said, "Lord, I don't know you. I don't know how to pray to you, but what I do know is that if you save my son, I'm gonna dedicate him to you." And that's what happened, you know. Growing up, going from house to house, home to home, pillar to post, you know. Caught a lot of spirits, dealing with generational curses, generational issues, you know, from my mom's side, my dad's side. The oldest out of eight siblings, you know, between my mom and my daddy.
Yeah.
Actually 9 now. My daddy had another son. And just me, man. Just me. Never was in the streets. I don't have no drug stores to tell, nothing like that, you know. No gang stores, but just my life.
Yeah.
You know, from where God took me from that operating table and said, "Rise, Lazarus," until now.
Mm.
So that's the most I can give for them about me right now.
So tell me this: when did your journey begin with Christ? Just as far as along with the church, and when you really got into it yourself, like when you knew, like, I'm called, and you really had that hunger for God. When did it all start?
Honestly, I tell my wife and kids this story all the time. Honestly, it's because of you, my brother.
Ah,
Like you see, we got stories on here. When I was going through life as an orphan, I can see
mm,
because my mom had alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with alcoholism, and I was trying to be an adult fast. And when I met you, I was only 17 years old.
you know what's crazy though, Cal? I always thought you was like 25, 30, God. I like when we was younger, you
Yeah,
was with all the adults.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I always saw you as older. Like you never like joked around, was kidding. No, you was always
Serious.
older. Yeah, like we was clowning.
Yeah,
You know, we was
yeah,
goofballs.
yeah.
We was you was living life. You was living adulthood. Like
I was forced to. I was kind of forced to grow up fast. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back to when I was in junior high, middle school. You know, like I said, single mother. You know, I had to watch my mama go through things, man. I had to watch my mama be a car hop at Sonic driving for years, man,
yeah,
making ends meet on welfare, child support, food stamps. You know, everything that they say the system give, we've been there, done that. I see my mom had to do some grown up things that she didn't want to do, but not shame to say. You know what I'm saying? Because she had to do to take care of us.
yeah,
And I was like, in order for me not to focus on that, my grandmother said just be a kid. So I started playing sports in the seventh grade, football, track. Uh, was in choir, advanced choir, always singing something dealing with music. Uh, and my mom was never there, you know,
mm,
to support me. To that's my boy, that's my son. You know, she was always look, go do what you gotta do, but I gotta make sure this light stay on. You know, and after a while, after being in high school, and then my grandmother passed away, I was like, you know what? Nah, bro. I had to force myself to be older. I was always around my uncle and my cousin and
yeah,
a couple other cousins, and they was older. They was showing me things, teaching me things uh, on how to be in a young man, you know, or the best way that they knew how. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that like that. And when I met you and your brother, uh, I was actually 17 messing with somebody at church you already know of, and she was 21.
yeah,
You know? So that was my first experience of an adult relationship.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I was forced to think different and move different, and you know what I'm saying? And I got addicted to that, and that's where some of the curses came in from my dad being, you know, whoremongering, you know, all that stuff, man. Gift the gab, you
yeah,
know, and I've been dealing with older women ever since then. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Uh, but I had to mature fast. I had to grow up quick because of my brothers and my sister. You know, I had to show them we my on my dad's side, my dad boys, my dad was never none of our lives.
yeah,
Still today. And on my mom's side, only my baby brother grew up with his dad for a certain limited time.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I had to play father figure. I had to learn how to cook, clean, you
yeah,
know, make a little hustle, you know, help mama pay this, help mama pay that, get her a pack of cigarettes here, get a dozen of crabs there. You know, I had to just
yeah.
grow up, you know,
Real life off the jump.
off the dump. And that's why you see me so serious. That's why you see me because I've been doing that since 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Cooking,
When,
cleaning, washing, doing everything.
when we was playing, Kev was working.
Yeah, yeah. Washing
Oh
clothes,
no.
grass. Couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. You know.
So how do you think that the way you grew up affected you once you got into them older years in your 20s and approaching 30? Like how did that affect you? What you went through younger, how did it affect you?
Honestly, everything has a cause and effect, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it affect me in a positive way, bro.
Talk to me.
Because like I say, when I was that young at 16, 17, and I met you and Core at St. James, I saw how your mom and dad was raising y'all.
Yeah.
How y'all came from the East Coast, as a family migrated down here, and people love y'all. Y'all was happy, man, and I saw a lot of other families in there, and
Yeah.
some of like me, DeMarcus, we didn't have no families. We
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was forced to do it different. Y'all even accepted my little cousin Corey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Into the fam. You know what I'm saying? So and showed us how to be family united. So right then and now, it's like, man. And then I seen the talent y'all had. And I was like, man, they not doing this on the block. They not doing this in the hood. We got these young brothers, man, playing drums, playing keyboards, singing, rapping, acting. Oh man, it just blew my mind. I tell people this story all the time. I'm like, the Sprigs, love them. Out of
Look,
the Bellows, love them.
oh, I remember the bell. Shout out to the Bellows, man.
That's when I gave my life. That's when I gave my life to Christ. Well, I ain't gave my life to Christ. That's when I made my decision of I don't want to do stupid, immature things anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be able to grow up like these brothers, you know. But I was missing something. I was missing that family.
Yeah.
I was missing that family. But then God said, what the devil took, He gave back. Y'all accepted me as family, and it
Mm-hmm.
been for years. Like I know when I left and everybody moved and went their ways, I always kept that thought, and I always kept you and your brother in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Even to
Oh,
being in your weddings and everything, and I gracious, honored. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that's what entangled the breakthrough for me. Watching
yeah.
y'all
That's
watching y'all grow, especially knowing because you have a backstory too, and knowing where you came from and the things you've been through, and seeing my little brother like, man, Joe's still doing it, still today. After all these years, I'm still inspired by you, and it motivates me to be a man of God. But when
yeah.
I gave my life to Christ, my God, it was a Wednesday night at Bible study at Crossroads Church, and they had two twin sisters, some
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian sisters, and it was testimony night for some reason.
Yeah.
And they gave their story on how they lost their parents. Their parents led them to Christ, but then they lost their parents. And when they lost their parents, they felt like they lost everything.
Mm.
And one went on drugs real bad. The other one started prostituting real bad. And then one of them was finna die. And they found the other one on the streets and told him that, hey, your sister's in the hospital fighting for her life. This and that. The prostitute, she went there, and she said the same thing, that kind of what somewhat my mama said to God, not knowing who God truly is. And people don't understand, when you say those things to God, you testing the entity, you're testing the spirit by the spirit. So He
Mm-hmm.
show up and show out every single time.
Yes,
And
sir.
like, you say, God, I don't know you. I don't know you anymore. I don't even know if you accept me anymore for the things I've done. I went astray from you and this and that. And she said she saw a spirit, like a Holy Spirit, and the angel wrapped her arms around her sister, and it's like it bred life in her, and everybody just stopped crying right there in church, man. And then Pastor Abe's, and she said that's when she gave her life to Christ. And Pastor Abe's was like, if anybody is not moved by this, something is wrong, because it's moving me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you ready, if you ready for God to breathe that same life in you, just stand up and lift your hands and accept Him. And I stood up and cried, man.
Mm.
I stood up and I cried, man, because I don't know if you remember, Joe. God used you to save my life at that very time. That moment there when I got saved, this was in 2014.
2014, man.
This was 2014. I was finna commit suicide.
2014.
I was finna commit suicide, and you called my phone. I don't know if you remember, Joe. I
I
promise.
remember.
I tell a story, and I was on Highway 49 headed to Sunset to go take care of them house.
I remember, man.
And you say, bro, I don't know what you're going through. I know you're dealing with a lot of stuff, but don't do it, Kev. I hear your voice in my head, like when I think of that.
Hey, I remember, man. You was done.
I was going 72 miles an hour and trying to go off of the Grand Couture Bridge, exit 11, in a Nissan Pathfinder. I ain't gonna never forget. And when I try to turn the wheel kept like it jammed, like a gun jam, like it kept jamming, like it just was an autopilot going straight. And you called my phone, and right after you said that, man, I said, all right, man. And I hung up the phone, and brother Kevin called right after that. He said, come to my house.
Mm.
And what so happened, brother Kevin, to get to his house was the next exit. And then when I went to exit off, it went off.
Mm.
I cried that night, man.
I remember that time, man. It
And
was real life going on at that moment.
yeah, and that's why I wanted to talk about, talk about marriage, my testimony, what I've been through, because that was the darkest days of my life. The darkest days of my life, man.
Let's talk about it, man. Somebody need to hear this, man.
I've been married to my kid's mama for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Was with her for 11. First 2 years started off good. Real good, man. Everything always start off good in the beginning, man. Everything always start off as flowers and candy and teddy bears. And then things started to decline, you know. And when I found out we was having my oldest daughter, which just turned 17 on Father's Day, I went straight offshore like, man, I gotta be a man. Here I go with that same mentality when I was back at St. James. Like, man, I gotta be a man. I gotta step up again. Or that same mentality when I was with my little brothers and my sister. I gotta be a man. I gotta be a man. So I gotta go straight offshore. Boom. Go offshore, man. Start making money, but not seeing nothing. Not seeing nothing. Come home, the bills not paid. Lights off, water off. Eviction notice here, eviction notice there. Threatened to repo my truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on, man? What you doing? All kind of adultery started happening.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of drinking, sexual morality, homosexuality. Everything just started happening. But I never gave up. I tried to continue to lead her to Christ because, again, where I came from, seeing the things that I've seen at St. James, like I said, the bellows took me underneath their wings, let me live, and they live with them, and they showed me how to, be a young man, treat a woman, how to treat a wife, and this and that, and
Yeah.
seeing your mom and dad do their thing, man, and man, I'm just like, all right, let me keep praying, I'm praying. But the more I prayed, the darker it got. It was darker than your backdrop, bro.
I was there.
You went through some things, lost a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Honestly, I lost you for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I was there.
God used you in my life at that time, bro. Showed me what it meant to fast, water sandwiches, Yes,
I
Lord.
remember the water sandwiches.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh,
you gotta be in the inner circle to know about the water sandwiches, man. Oh
I'm
yeah,
trying to tell you, man, and just and to be honored at that time to be even called a Joe, a real Joe.
hey, we was deep, man. We was
Oh,
fam though. We was fam though.
yes.
Look,
It was more. It was more than music. It was more than us being the first black boys choir of the state of Louisiana, commissioned by Governor Mike Foster. It
mm-hmm.
was more than being on those local TV plays. You know, it was more than having all the attention from the young girls and young ladies. It was more. It was fam. It
Like
was
real.
fam, and that's what kept me going. That's what kept me going. I felt like we was really a bride of Christ.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying, bro?
it was crucial.
You know, and I kind of gave up on love after a while.
Yeah,
After that, you know, I was gonna kill her, bro.
yeah.
I was gonna kill her. I premeditated it. Being working in the oil field on land, I knew where to dump the body. Where it would take them 10 years to find me. Found out I did, and everything.
Look,
Covering, writing
it
it down
it really get that serious, man.
because love is powerful. For God to create us and say that we are His best creation
Mm-hmm.
out of everything that He created. I don't understand how people could talk about the big boom and this and that, but He created everything. And He say we humans are His best creation. We tend to let Him down.
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't know that four-letter word. We
Uh,
don't know what love is. Agape love. And especially when we get married.
yeah.
If Christ is not in the marriage, if God is not in
Ooh.
marriage, then it don't matter how long you be together. It don't matter how many kids you have. It's not gonna work.
Look, talk to the young brothers for a while on that, Kev.
It's
This
not gonna work.
choosing a spouse who doesn't have a relationship with Christ when you do. What did you learn from that, Kev? This ain't my interview. You know my story.
Yes, Lord.
This is your interview.
Yes,
What
Lord.
that, Kev? Talk to
Well,
the young brothers, man.
for me, I mean, like you say, if you a firm believer, like I was a firm believer, and I mean somebody that don't know Christ. Now we gotta watch out for that. Why I say that we gotta watch out for that? Because a lot of us grew up in a church.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us grew up in a church, especially if you know our skin, our ethnic. We grew up in some type of down south church,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was Catholic, whether it was Baptist, Pentecostal. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in a church. That's where the difference come in,
Yeah.
because you can meet somebody and think that they're not a believer, you know, or they're not on the level you on, but it's just that y'all don't y'all don't share the same faith walk. See, when I met my kid's mom, she was a Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
you know, going through the rosary, do the ashes thing, the sign of the cross, all everything, just but still partying, still living it up,
Yeah.
doing what the world do. I felt like what the words say, if you have enough in you, you can make them a believer in due season, in due time. So don't give up on it, because love is powerful. Again, love is power. It can change things. So okay, let's see. Well, got into it. No sex.
Mm-hmm.
No sex. Let's get married. You know what I'm saying? No sex. Uh, Understanding where you come from, what you've been through, and what you're going through. But let's work on where we need to go.
Yeah.
Now, if the man being a leader, young man being a leader in these things, then he should have that fruit of patience. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of patience.
Yeah.
lot of patience, lot of patience, lot of patience. You know, and I always was the one of, it's not how you look, it's not about how fine you are or what you drive or what kind of credit you got or what kind of money you got. It's not about the power is between your legs. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because when God looks at us, He looks at us the same.
Yeah.
No difference. What He's checking is that heart posture. So that's where things start to go south. You know, and if these young cats could understand that, look, it's not about these things, and you want a woman that's gonna help elevate you.
Mm.
If you want if you want a woman that's gonna be your helpmate, for one, stop looking for a girlfriend.
Woo.
Looking
Break
for
that
a
down.
girlfriend. Stop
Break
looking
that
for a side piece, a baby mama, a little what they call them thing. Man, I don't even know how them young cats talk no more. But like, no, don't look for that. Look for a wife. Build yourself up to be a husband.
down.
I had to learn, Joe. I had to learn that, like I said earlier in the story, that being that I had my first child knowing she was coming, we left from Ohio and came back to Louisiana. And I thought I was doing the right thing of being a man,
Mm-hmm.
but I was trying to get the money,
Yeah.
get the house, get the car, whatever, whatever, whatever. That wasn't it.
What up, Mom Cassandra?
My dear, how it's going? You know, I had to see what the Bible say. You know, the Bible said a husband is a protector and a provider.
Mm.
That's the job obligations for a husband and a father. They both have the same meaning. Provide and protect.
Yeah.
Providing is not just with money.
Right.
It's not just with money, man. Protecting is not just by the hands. You know, he say what it was in Matthew chapter 19, verse 4 and 6. He say, uh, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning made male and female, and said, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.
Mm.
So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate. You see, that's the thing. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and he cling on to that wife. And he obtained favor from the Lord.
Yeah.
But young men, old men that don't understand these simple principles of marriage, of a husband and a wife, if you don't know that you know that's the good thing,
Yeah.
then where goes your grace?
Yeah. You out of there.
Where goes your favor? So Joe, let me ask you, all the stuff you see me go through with my past marriage, have you seen that grace and that favor?
Whoo.
Because it wasn't a good thing. And
Mm.
I'm not talking about the person, because we can't talk on a person like that, because that's witchcraft. I'm
Mm.
talking about the spiritual warfare behind that. It wasn't no holy matrimony.
Yeah.
See, if we don't understand that holiness is being separated from
Yeah.
the world, it's being set apart, it's being unique, it's being different. That's what holy is. And matrimony is the scripture that I just gave you, when the two become one flesh.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a wife or fiance in courtship leading to wife, if you don't have that that's sent by God, and it's not set up, it's not different from what you used to be in, it's not different from what you experienced before, it's not unique, you know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
where's the good thing?
Hey, you said something real crucial, Kev. Sent by God. That's a big difference, man. And this is the thing, Kev. Because me and you walked a similar mile, man. When you come from that backdrop of being involved in the things that we was involved in, when it came time to choose and make those decisions, there were certain lessons we hadn't learned yet, man.
Yeah,
And we had to take the long route.
yeah.
So if any brothers out there are truly listening, man, don't have to walk the miles like me and my brother had to, man. Hey, Kev, the miles hurt.
Mm. Long gravel road.
Look, them miles leave scars. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
If I would have known the importance, like you said, of having a holy, God-fearing, separate wife set apart from the world. See, I didn't understand. See, my thought process is I'm Superman and I can save him. It's a reason why the words say don't be unequal to you.
Mm.
But in my foolishness, I'm like, oh no, man, I got that.
Yes.
I got that.
Yes.
I'm at a state where I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not nothing. Then all of a sudden I make that decision and I find myself I didn't went all the way back down the deep end when I
Mm.
all the way this way. So
Mm.
so those decisions we make as men who we choose to connect to, gotta be very careful, Kev.
Very.
It costs, man.
Very.
It costs, man.
Let
Think
me.
think about the stuff that you were saying and how far it took you and the things that you was willing to do. Yeah, get that serious.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I had. Being that being that I got out of that marriage, you know what I'm saying? God pulled me away from that marriage. I could have easily be influenced back to the ways of this world. You get what I'm saying? But I stuck with all the good memories.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I stuck with all the good memories. I stuck with all the
Beautiful
good
children.
things. Yeah, yeah. And I had to keep it going. So check this out. I left Louisiana in February
I
of
seen
2000.
another spirit just enter the room. Uh-oh.
Yes, Lord.
Talk about it.
Yes, Lord. I left Louisiana in February of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of months after that, I wound up getting a phone call. I was just finna get a job. Well, actually, I had a job at the in Laporte hydroblasting, making some
Mm-hmm.
good money, man. Taking a class, they done somebody take a class to be a supervisor, everything. So I'm like, man, I'm finna get in the bag. I'm finna really show them young boy what it is to get a bag and what
Always was in the bag, Cam. I don't know what type of grace you got on your life. You always had the coldest job, bro.
is it was God. Like I could just say it was God. Learning experiences. Because honestly, even with that, bro, every single job I went to, I had good jobs, great positions, could have been supervisors, managers, bosses in the oil field. I'm talking about big money. But God didn't allow me to look at it like that. What God was sending me to these jobs for was to save somebody else.
Mm.
That's what I learned. Because if I had that much of accolades and that much of work experience, I would have been far off financially than where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So, like you said, we had to go all the way back. And coming to Texas was my going all the way back. So, to fast forward what I was saying, I get a call. Hey, I'm trying to move and I ain't got nowhere to bring the kids. Can you take the kids? I just cried on the couch 2 weeks before this phone call, crying. My ex-fiance was, you gonna be all right, you're gonna be all right. Didn't even sleep in the same bed with this woman, no nothing. Just slept on the couch, just every night, crying to God for my kids' protection.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like I birthed my kids. You know what I'm saying? People would tell me, man, I never seen a father like you that love their children the way that you do. It's oxymoronic to see a young black man feel like this about his children.
Oh yeah, Cam.
I went to sleep one night on the couch. My cousin that died in 2003, innocent bystander, got shot down in his mama yard. I was mad at God. Everything about St. James, everything about everything, I threw it out the window at that moment, right there. because I'm like, God, how can you allow somebody to kill my cousin? A happy person, never had no beef, never treated nobody wrong, respectful, everything. And he just gave his life to you and invited me to go start going to Bible study. And then they kill him? You take him?
That's rough.
I needed him more than you.
Ooh.
I needed him more than you. Because I knew the end from the beginning, and I know what's going to happen 20 years from now when you're going to need it. And I guarantee you 20 years later was that 2 weeks that I was on that couch and I had a vision. I fell into a deep sleep and I had a vision. And God told me, I'm bringing your children. And when I heard the voice, I saw my same cousin. Now they say when you dream about people that passed away, familiar spirits and stuff like that. But God used my cousin to come to me in a dream in the same white Cadillac we used to ride in and say, look, Kevin, don't worry, I'm finna bring your kids. God told me to bring your kids. And that next day I got that phone call and said, I need you to take the kids. We're on the south side of Houston. Kids were sleeping in a U-Haul van for 3 days straight. Give me my children, man. I stopped everything. Let the job go. Got a job closer to home. Sold my truck because the Medicaid didn't kick in. So I sold my truck just to buy my daughter medicine because she had high-risk allergies. And I walked to work 6 months straight. Went from 300 pounds to 245 real quick. Real quick.
Father's love, man.
Now look, after a couple of months, boom, 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 passed by. My son was 9 years old at the time. We walk into the dumpster, throw away some trash. He looked at me, say, Daddy, don't worry. God gonna give you a wife. God gonna give you a wife that's gonna love you just like she loved him. And you love her just like you love him, Daddy. Don't worry, she coming.
Young preacher man.
9 years old at the time. Now he could have said, Mama coming back, Mama gonna get it right, da this and that, or the woman I was with then, ba ba bam, boom, boom. But he said a woman after God's own heart. That's what we talked about earlier. Sent.
Yeah.
Sent. God already knew. He already knew. And I done told God, I said, I don't want no woman no more.
Yeah.
I don't want no woman no more, man. I'm not gonna be a whore like my daddy neither. But I don't want no man. I'm not gay. I just don't want no woman. I don't want no relationship. I want to focus on my children and you, God.
Yeah.
That's it. But God said, make me laugh and tell me what you're gonna do. 2 weeks after that, I ran across my wife, the wife that I'm married to today.
Got him.
My God.
Got him.
Wouldn't trade it for the world. See, when my great aunt told me when she said that if God is not in that marriage, it's not gonna work. But if God in it, it's gonna last forever. I didn't know that God was using her to prophesy in my life right then and there. And I thought about it clearly after she passed away.
Yeah.
God told me and my wife, y'all need to get married now, or I'm not gonna bless nothing y'all touch. I pulled over on the side of the road and I told her, I said, God said we gotta get married. She said, he told me the same thing. So, let's do it. Went to Walmart, get a ring. Her daddy was a pastor. My birthday was August 11th. We got married August 13th. Birthday on a Friday, got married on a Sunday. Resurrection, God gave me life back again.
Hey, us brothers, man, when we be knowing, man.
Telling you.
We know.
Let me ask you this. If God wouldn't allow you to go through what you went through, would you be where you at now?
No.
I remember recording a song at your trailer a long time ago. At that time, in that season, 2014, 16. All of my steps, Lord. I remember taking a picture with your wife. Me and her did the song. You remember? Had everybody tripped out. They was like, oh man, that's not fair. You got Breezy on it. Like, man, you cheating. Like, nah, bro, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know what's gonna happen.
I remember that, man.
So I remember us taking a picture in your kitchen. And it was me, in the middle, and you was on one side, and Brianna was on the other side, and we was all doing the just listen. You remember? I still got that picture today.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember showing that to Troy and Malcolm, and I said, bro, they gonna get married. Hey, bro, it's lightning outside right now.
Hey, it seemed like everybody that was around us, they knew something was up, man. Everybody around us said they had that same revelation, man.
I said that for a reason, because God showed me so many things vividly. He have not only give me discernment, but he gave me a kin spirit. And the reason why the bald eagle have a kin eyesight, because it's the only creature that's been created, even with humans, that can look into the eyes of the sun without being blind.
Mm.
It can see the gamma rays to mere touch. And when God give you that gift, you can see through everything and anything. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt, right then and there, that was your wife. Now, like you said, we've been through similar walks when it comes to marriage, bro. Our ex-wives, can I talk about it? Can I talk about it?
Hey, that's too exclusive. But
Okay, but I'm gonna just leave that there. But you already know.
yes, Lord.
We've been through it. So if God wouldn't allow us to go through what we went through, and we had not had great faith, if we had oh ye little faith and gave in, gave up,
I would not be here right now.
have you stopped searching? He said, but first seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all will be added unto you. But first, zeteo, seek, find, search, go looking. But hold on, that's that same word when you say a man that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor with you, Lord. So hold on. So now that I find that good wife, because I got faith in you, that my desires is to love and be loved, I delight myself to you, and you gave me exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
Being married to God is the greatest thing ever.
Say it again.
Being married to God is the greatest thing ever.
One more time, cause one more time.
Being married to God is the greatest thing ever.
Fellas, if you meditate and understand what he just said, man, your whole life changed forever. Somebody type that for me. Being married to God is the best thing ever. If you can't, fellas, my young brothers, my young brothers, even my OGs that's still out there looking and still living. Hey, if you marry God,
Marry him first. Hey, let me tell you why I say that, Joe. You could be married to a good woman, or a woman could be married to a good man. And you can be at work and say, baby, I gotta go do a pickup game with the fellas after work, but I'm gonna hurry up, swing by and grab my jersey. Can you make sure it's on the dryer for me? It's clean, it's on the dryer. And she could be like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's early in the morning, but get off at night. And when you get off and you go to get it and it's not there, it's not ready. But you still love her. Oh, that's probably an honest mistake. I'm gonna grab it. Boom. So let's take that one mistake with somebody of you being in a marriage or in a relationship, committed relationship, courtship, and they're never there to help value you
mm-hmm.
or elevate you. That's broken promises. That's broken promises. But you see, being married to God is so good and the best thing ever, because he gave us the one promise that if we can hold on to that one promise, we'll be forever in right standing, forever in holy matrimony with him. He said, I will never leave you nor forsake you.
Hey, that broke the whole story right there, man. Being married to God, that go for everybody, man. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and step back for everybody, man. If you could focus on being married to God, man. Now keep in mind, he married to us. But if you could be married to him, man, that's life changed forever. That's the game. That's game over. Game begins.
You got to be the bride. He said, we the bride. And like I tell my daughters, I got 3 daughters, I tell them all the same. Prepare yourself to be a wife. Prepare yourself to be a wife. Dress like a wife. Modesty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Generosity. You love everything. When he say, wives, submit to your own husbands as of the Lord, and husbands is the head of the wife, as even Christ as the head of the church and his body, and himself its savior. And now the church submits to Christ, and also wives submit to in everything of their husbands. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her,
Mm-hmm.
and sanctified her and cleansed her by the washing of the word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he want to see his bride without splendor, without spots, without blemishes. You know what I'm saying? So if we married to Christ, and that being the best thing ever, we're gonna prepare ourselves. We're gonna prepare ourselves to be a good wife to him. We're gonna submit to him. You see, young fellas, ooh, submission and control is 2 different things.
That control, boy, that's something serious, man.
A lot of them, even in the church, man, that's not seeking spirit and truth, but only do thy religious, which say, I'm the head, I'm the priest of this priesthood. What I say, go. Now that's controlling, my boy. That's a Jezebel. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Get thee behind me, Satan. But God made me leader of this stewardship. But hold on, a couple of scriptures, he just said the 2 became one flesh.
Mm-hmm.
He said, husbands submit to wives and wives submit to husbands. What does that word submit to? Agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Understand with wisdom, knowledge, and knowledge. Submit yourself. You can't go tell God, well, God, you say I'm the bride and you the bride's groom. You got total control over me? Well, in that case, yes. But does he give us that same dominion over a household? No, it's called stewardship.
Mm-hmm.
He said you're the head and not the tail. He said you're above and not beneath. He said that you got to provide by washing in the word. You got to protect in that word. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep that full body armor on when you go to war. You got to protect. You have your wife and your children as your first ministry. You
Yeah.
see what I love about you, my brother, because you always elevate your wife, and your wife elevates you, and y'all both elevate your son.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is for my wife. When I got with my wife, she has 3 kids. I have 3 kids. She have 2 boys and a girl. I got 2 girls and a boy. We like the Brady Bunch. We just missing Alice. Get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And she accepts them and nurtured them. And I remember my girls calling and saying, "We want to get away from here. It's toxic. It's too controlling. It's too that Jezebel beast started going ham.
Mm-hmm.
Come on." And now God, you don't feel like you lost a mom because God gave you a mom,
Mm-hmm.
nurturing you, showing you how to be a woman of God, showing you how to submit to Christ.
Yeah.
See, they don't have no bar friends. So she can't show them how to submit to your husband. She can show you how to submit to Christ because that's the husband. You
Yeah.
got to be married to God first. You got to be married to God first. And I tell my daughter, my oldest daughter, all the time, if that man is not married to God, you don't need him.
Word.
You don't need him.
Word.
Submission and control is, you're right, Medea, is totally different.
And I'm gonna plug something for the brothers, man. That the macho man stuff that we feel as manhood, man. The more and more I get older, I realize that's the weakest form of manhood they got, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting up in age or that's just how the process goes. But nah, man, when you really start to see what it is, uh, you having the ability to keep all that manhood testosterone under control and be able to softly nurture your wife, that take a lot more than going ham all day.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna give stripes, man, I give stripes to the brothers who who who's are submitting to their wives and loving and nurturing on their wives like God called us to, because that's not no easy task, man.
Yeah.
Because we built to just be ferocious he-man.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
take a lot.
Cause I mean, I guess we can call it uh we can call it a second nature, you know. Uh we can, but at the same time, we don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Because if we understand that word in First Peter 3:7, it say, likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way.
Mm.
Show honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. So
Mm.
why would God say live with your wives in an understanding way? You see, that's what a controlling kicks in to the flesh. The flesh that don't understand, they understand that they gotta be so macho, they gotta be so demanding, like you ain't gotta this, you ain't gotta da, da, da. No, hold on. We gotta have an understanding.
Yeah.
If he say all I need from you is understand,
Take
yeah,
it way back, man.
you know what I'm saying? Why can't we communicate? Are you listening to what I say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he say they're the weaker vessels, not saying that they're weak minded, because they have some strong minded women. Like I know my wife for sure. I could send her out there with the wolves and she ready to eat. She'll become the Lion of Judah. It's either you eat with me or you get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's in a body armor type of way.
Yeah.
Uh when he say when he said that they're heirs with you of the grace of life. Grace is unmerited favor. So let's go back to that word again. A man that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor with the Lord. That grace is unmerited favor. God's saying that if he calling me to be a king, you definitely have to have a queen. Checkmate.
Mm. Yes, sir.
We can't move like rooks and peons. It's kings and queens that stay on the backboard just
Yeah.
watching the wall, and they inherit that grace, they inherit that favor with you, and the two become one, and your prayer is not hindered, because you got to remember that woman of God was praying for a man of God while that man of God was searching for a woman of God.
Yes, sir.
So the best way to study marriage and holy matrimony is to be married to God first.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's greater, nothing's better.
If I could talk to the younger brothers, I would tell them when they in the path to making them decisions. When I was younger, if if I could have told my younger self, choose a woman on the guy that you aim to be, and not who you are right now.
Yeah, tell them again. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Choose a woman on the guy you aim to be, and not the guy that you are right now. If I could give them anything, that's the sum of them getting of what me and you went through. If we could have spoke to our younger selves,
We'd have probably been boxing our younger selves in the back of the house. Man, what's wrong with
I'm serious.
you?
Cause
Because
this,
it's a decision just to make a decision by itself.
yeah,
And in order to make that clear decision, you have to strategize. You have to sit down and think, how can I be an asset to this woman's life? Do I have what it takes? Am I a man of God for one? Do I have myself established? You know, because you don't know what she's going through on her end. but are you taken care of? Or are you stable?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, do you have that consistency, not only with getting money, but building your relationship and your character in a godly manner?
Ooh.
So when I'm shooting, look, bro,
Ooh.
when I saw the wife that I have now, I was 22 and married to my ex-wife, and she
Mm-hmm.
was working at the window in the McDonald's.
Mm.
And I pull up with my little brother, with Troy, and I said, man, that little girl pretty. He said, but the little girl only 16. I said, poof,
Shout out.
I'm gone. I'm married anyway. Going through hell. But God started brewing some things up because he shoots shots and never miss. Steph Curry is a great shooter, but he missed a few times in his life. He missed a few times.
He say God don't miss, man.
He don't miss. So when when years passed by, I used to see her at when she used to work at Winn-Dixie, Popeyes. I saw her all over the place, and I would never talk to her. And I'm like, man, that girl beautiful. It's just something about her. When I see her, it's always a glow. Fast forward things, when I got divorced and I got put on a restraining order and child support, all this crazy stuff, went to jail 3 times behind this, lies and all drama. When I got out and I was at my brother and my cousin say, Kev, come to Bible study with me one night. We went to Refuge Temple. And when I went, now I was talking to my wife that I have now through Facebook on Messenger. We'll talk on Messenger, inboxing and this and that, boom, boom, boom. But never linked up, never met up, nothing like that. I was going through a divorce. She was going through a abusive relationship, breakup. Never linked up. We're supposed to link up one day to meet in the park to just walk and talk, but it never happened. God not crazy. We was both broken. A broken person can't fix a broken person. God says somebody gotta heal. You know. So I went to the Bible study, and I looked and I seen her sitting in the Bible study. I said, oh no, I sit back in that pew just like that. I said, God, you cutting up tonight, bro. Right. And I talk to God just like that every day. Like, God, you man, why? But
I can
I felt
testify to them type of stories too.
I felt like a kid. So when it was all over, the Bible study was over and everything, she went to her car. My heart was pumping fast, and I went behind her, and she hurry up, got in the car, and she started raising the window up real fast, and I'm knocking on the glass like, hey, you remember me? Facebook. And she put a little crack like, yeah, hi, okay, I gotta go. And she turned off. Never seen her again. The 2 years after that, something about this number two.
Mm-hmm.
A few years, 2 years after that, boom, 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 going through what I went through, boom, 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 this and that. Wanna move into Houston, and that's what my son prophesied. And then boom, I lay down on Facebook one night, just thinking about what my son just said that same night, and I'm playing and who you should know pop up, and I saw her face. I'm like, man, this guy just keep popping up. I click it, boom, add as friend. She accepted me. So she inboxed me, hey, how you doing? Like a couple of days later. I remember you. I said, oh yeah, how you doing? And that's where it kicked off. That's where it kicked off, man. And she was coming back from Louisiana doing a little entrepreneurship thing that she was doing. And she was like, you want me to stop and see you? And I was like, I got kind of nervous. I felt nervous. All the macho stuff, all the I'm hard, yeah,
Oh
baby.
yeah.
And licking the lips and all that. Nah, all that went out the window, Joe.
No more LL.
Window. And she came, she stopped by me. She was on her way to San Antonio. And we talked all night, bro. All night long. I got her a room. I said, y'all just don't get back on the highway, go get you some rest. That it is. And we talk all night, all night. And then that was it. It was magic after that. It was magic after that. I had to learn how to submit to the oracles of God first. and know what it truly means to love him with all my heart, soul. If I lost my children, if I lost my job, if I lost my money, everything like Job, I lost it all. I lost everything. They telling me, curse God, curse God. Yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, I know who God is. I probably know him better than you. Just curse him. Nah, that's not the God that saved me 30 plus years ago on that operating table. That's not the God that when I got set up in Macomb, that healed my mouth without them having to put a plate in my face. That's the same God that pulled my mama out that accident when that car flipped over and glass was all in her brain and all that stuff, man, almost died. That's the same God that I seen my aunt get stabbed 17 times with a butcher knife, set on fire, yet a third degree burn, and hit by a car at 70 miles an hour and still living today. That's the same God. I can always, and I tell this even to my wife I have now, I can always have another wife. But when you make children, that's your child.
Mm-hmm.
And God, we his children, so he feel the same about us. We can backslide and leave the church. We can just give it all up, but God's still gonna be God.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized that, when I realized as long as I got my kids and God, I'm good. But God says not good for a man to be alone. You doing the works like Adam did. You done everything I told you to do. Now rest. Psalms 46:10, favorite scripture. Be still and know that I'm God. Rest. And when I rest in him, when I abide in him, when I rest in him, and as I slept in him, he was molding and making my wife. And he gave it to me on a silver platter. Ain't no money, ain't no title, ain't no material, ain't no other woman, ain't nothing in this world
Yeah.
take away from God in my first ministry, my wife and kids. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope these young brothers understand that it's not too late. Even the young ones that's on that drill and on that real street stuff, man, God still love you. God still want to be married to you.
Yeah.
He want to be married to you. I done saw a killer that was sentenced to life, was supposed to do 2 life sentences, got released. Got released. How do you beat that?
Yeah.
But when you surrender it all to him, all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
Marry him, man. Marry him.
Kev, that story was powerful, Kev. We didn't walk some miles, man. We didn't walk some miles, man. I'm proud. Look, I'm proud of you for never letting go, man.
Yes, sir.
That's my word.
Mutual.
Hey, that's my word, man.
Mutual.
Look, I,
Mutual.
I didn't see the blows, and you ain't never let go, man.
And I want to say, bro, thank you. Thank you for really being you.
Word.
I understand that God named you Brandon Spriggs, but he also named you Humble Joe. And people
Look,
don't understand what that word means.
dude, man.
You are who you say you are, my brother. You the most humblest person world.
Look, glory to God, I done been through some things. But see, but that's
I,
what I said, hey, Kev,
thank you, bro.
I appreciate it from the bottom because, like I said, nowadays with me living in a different spot, I'm surrounded by people, and a lot of them don't know where I come from. I tell them all that what you seeing me doing I've been loving on people for years, man. That's my life and my heart. It's not a title. It's not a position, man. I love people for real, and I walk life with people for real. If I say you my brother and I love you, I mean that.
Yes, sir.
Before all that other stuff come, I
Yes,
mean
sir.
that. So like I said, man, you've been my brother, gonna remain my brother. Look, I appreciate you from the bottom for
Yep.
coming through. And like I said, hey, we gonna set it up because they heard you in your story, but I don't think they understand when it comes to the music though. But that's gonna be a whole nother.
Yeah. I'm actually working on a book, a book of my life right now. And it really truly getting in depth of everything. This was just the marital part, being married, but the stuff I bear witness, being in the ecclesia, being the church, the things I bear witness in witchcraft, voodoo, all sorcery, being in a cult, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, man. Man, the devil pushed me off a bridge, and I'm gonna just say that and I'm gonna be done with that because I don't want to, spoil the book. But the devil pushed me off a bridge at 7 years old, sat on my chest and laughed in my face and told me he wouldn't stop until he get me.
Mm,
When I was 7 and I'm going on 40, and I still remember. So people don't understand the things that I've been through, man.
yeah, buddy.
And I thank God for even having you to acknowledge me for who I am. It make me feel a different type of way because I don't like you say I'm surrounded by people as well. Honestly, I'm surrounded just with my wife and kids. I'm in a foreign land. I'm in a foreign place. I don't know nobody, and I'm by myself. I don't have nobody to talk to. I don't have nobody to call. You know, so just being invited on this platform with you to share the story to help people in marriage, is a blessing. I appreciate you, my brother. I'm gonna always be real Joe for you. You know what I'm saying? Anytime, any place, anywhere, no matter how far.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying?
Hip
So
hop PC, man.
yeah, already. already. Already,
Real joy in the building, man.
sir. So I
Hey,
appreciate
shout out to your wife. Till I said, hopefully one day I get to meet her. Tell all the young ones, Unc said he love them, man.
yes,
And
sir.
look, keep doing your thing, man. Keep following God. Keep submitting to God. Keep acknowledging you got a good thing. Look, we gonna continue praying for you and
Yes,
your
sir.
wife. Because like I said, when you own that mission, and even when you do get sent favor, you gotta fight.
Yeah, we
Well,
we 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 gonna be doing a marriage podcast. That's one thing that I wanted to get with you about to show me how to mess with all that.
oh, that
'Cause we want to. God been telling us for the past month now. I've been prophesied to over and over again. So I feel like God's saying, look, now is the time because it's important to Him. Marriage is important to Him right now in this season. In this season, right now, in this season, it's important to Him. And the Bible say, even if you're not in holy matrimony with a significant other, then you are still by single married to Christ. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So marriage, period, is important to God right now. So we trying to get in depth and get into that and help people with that.
And yeah, it don't cost, Kev.
No,
Nah. Even if you got the idea that it costs all type of money to do it, no, it don't.
look, I don't care if I got to do it with just a Nextel.
Look,
I got to go back and chirp it. The mission got to get done. I got to obey the Father. Obedience is greater than sacrifice.
honestly don't care if that's how I looked at it. Whenever he told me I was starting to get caught up in the way I need to get this type of cat, he said, "Nah, just use what you got.
Yeah,
Worry about all that other stuff later. Use what you got."
yeah,
I'm
and
passing that word on to you, right? Just use what you got right here, right now.
yes, sir. Because
And
it's
he
good to hear people's stories, man. You really motivated me as I sat down and watched all you TikToks one night, man. And I'm listening to testimonies after testimonies, man, crying, laughing, learning, all at the same time. I'm like, bro, God really be using this dude, bro. And I don't think people really know the
glory to God, man.
depths of this dude's heart, man, because God say, love thy God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Check. We know you do that. Ever and anybody know that you love God more than anything. And love thy neighbor as you love yourself. That's the part that we as Christians, we as believers, we as people, period, struggle with sometimes because they have people that you just don't want to deal with. But God called you to be humble. You know what he told me one day? I said, God, man, man, look, I don't like dealing with people. He said, I ain't call you to like them. I command you to love them.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Look, that's that check real quick.
Yes, sir. And that's what you do, my brother. So you keep pushing, man. I pray that God bless everything that you touch, man. Let every soul that's underneath your feet be planted good soul.
Look,
Every
I love you, my brother.
I just know it's not about the material. I want to be able to be in heaven when God say, well done, my good old faithful servant. And I see Joe with crowns and rubies all the way around his head. You know, them rubies represent the lives you save, the souls you save. I
Man,
want that thing to look like a. They think they wearing them diamond tested chains. That boy, rubies, bling
Ken,
bling.
last night we was in leadership class, man. And I'm getting off here because I'm going to get my wife some time. But last night we was
Yes,
in leadership
sir.
class, and that was one of the first thing I said. Because like I said, we around people, and it's a new setting. And I'm like, man, I've never wore a title of pastor or prophet or anything else. I said, but I've been loving on them sheep for years in that field, man. Hey, years and years and years and years, Kev.
You know what you call it? You call that a sheepdog. See, we talk about the shepherd and the sheep a lot, but what about the sheepdog?
Sheep.
Because a farmer that's really a farmer and they know how to work them grounds and work them animals, and when they shepherd the sheep, they know they gotta have that wolf dog to protect.
Mm-hmm.
Be out there forefront, ready to battle, ready to get it in there, man. It's my time, it's my zone. I'm going, even if I go alone. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in there.
Yeah.
And that's what you do, my brother. I learned a lot of stuff from you, bro. I ain't ashamed to say, man, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Who am I?
I respect that, man. And look, believe it or not, man, the whole time, every single one of y'all was teaching me something too, man. Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Hey, that's the beauty of it, though.
Amen.
That's the beauty of it, though. When you really see it as every single person around you is there to teach you something.
Yeah.
And to me, that's humility. When you throw away all the money and all the titles and everything else, and you say every single person around me is there to teach me something. That's humility to me, man.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
No matter how high I ever go, I don't ever want to let that go. That every single person around me is teaching me something. I don't care if I put a collar on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if I become the highest paid. I don't ever want to let that go. That every single person around me is teaching me something.
Yeah.
That's the mind frame I kept forever, and I still to this day. Every single person that I'm in contact with is there to teach me something. Because God gave every single person something to give to the body. But it's up to me to say, what grace do Kev got on his life that he can give to me?
Mm.
Or am I too prideful to actually be able to see the grace that Kev have on his life so I can receive from?
Man, you got a halo around you, brother.
No, man, you
Hey, I'm listening to you, bro. And I know it's probably your computer screen, your phone screen, something, but I know you got a black backdrop, but I see an image behind and it's light.
look, that's my beautiful light in here, man.
Man, I see a halo, man. Hey, I'm listening, but I'm getting tripped out right here, and I'm like, wow, thank you, God. Continue to use him. Look, I gotta keep clicking my computer to get a little light added in here, but you got that light all over you, my brother.
Word.
And you keep being the light of the world, man. You keep being the salt. Preserve that good meat, man. That's out there, man.
Yeah.
Because for every 99, he looking for that one.
Yeah.
He looking for that one. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep elevating. God bless you, your wife, and your son, man, and everything and everyone around you, my brother. I appreciate this time. It was an honor. Like you said, we got to get back to the wives, and I love you.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
know my number and all my social media accounts, man. I'm there. I'm there.
Look, I got you, y'all. We going out with a song. It's time for both of us to get on husband duty. our first ministry. You know what time it is now.
Already.
It's time to get the real work, man. I'm coming, babe. Look. Hey, we love y'all. We're going to go out with a song. Y'all stay up. Y'all keep loving. Y'all keep giving. Thank you, Kev, for taking us on the mile in your shoes, my brother.
Yes, sir.
We out, y'all.
And even though it gets hard, you gotta keep striving. You gotta keep striving through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No, he hears your heart's cry. Hold on to his words. Lean on him. It gets better by and by.
And to my queens, I see y'all in a different way. It's more to y'all than posing pictures on your Facebook page. God giving power to uplift a man, to make a slave, speak life into our dreams, or tear us down and watch us fade away. Know your position, cause you're vital to the family structure. No replacing any mother. Careful how you treat and love her. Elegant, heaven sent etiquette is like no other. Her love is better than buttered biscuits right out the oven. Know who you are, don't let this world define. Shape or mold you, God's daughter, queen of nations. There's no box to ever hold you. Life creator, womb protector, heaven sent, love injector, backbone, best gift ever, worth more than hidden treasure. I speak life, cause this world is trying to turn you cold. Replace that heart of stone with flesh. We need your love to make us whole. Take back your crown and hold us down. Together, we won't fold. Get back to love how God intended. Change to make this family
Even though this life is tough, said you gotta keep